it really bothered me, and I was so excited. I started. Did you hear them cheer? I did.
Woo! Woo! Yeah!
Makes my heart happy. I already feel like that's a little too much. No, so for those who don't know, GALIDOR ended on a to be continued. I was home in California on hiatus. Did not know that. Oh, and it's for work. That's why I look like this. In case anyone doesn't know. It's work. I don't walk around like this. I've had a hard life, guys. No, so I got a phone call that said that it had ended. And I mean, there were tears. I didn't get to say goodbye to anybody. And so I spent a good 9 years trying to give it finality, to do anything that I could think of that might just give it a goodbye, you know? And like young adult novels, comic books, web series, straight to DVD, straight to VHS. I did everything that I could, and it just didn't work. And so I finally was just like, fair enough. You know, I did what I could, and I can walk away with no regrets. And then, but I think about it all the time. I mean, it was, no matter what I've done, no matter what I'm currently doing, GALIDOR was the reason I wanted to be an actor. It was everything and more. I mean, I never thought I'd have an action figure or, you know, video games or the poster. I mean, Drew Struzan, who does Star Wars, Indiana Jones. Drew Struzan's here, ladies and gentlemen. Of course. What? It's amazing. But like, The Thing, Harry Potter, doesn't matter. Like, when I met him and he did that, I'm a fan. I love this genre. I love horror, science fiction. This was a gift, and then it was just over. And I went on to other things, and I've been very fortunate. But I think about GALIDOR all the time. The what if, the plans that I had originally heard about, and just I love the character. I love the friendships. I mean, for 3 years they were a family, everyone. And it sounds like a corny thing. Because you hear actors like, oh, we're a family, and then it did not go well. But, I mean, my final audition in Montreal was during 9/11. And I was in the room, and I was like, it was the Miss Browning line. It was like, Miss Browning, you know, blah, 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 blah. And Mary, who played Allegra, was right next to me, because there was a whole other thing where I would talk to her. And a gentleman came running in, said something in French Canadian, and everybody panicked. Oh, hello? Everybody panicked, and they ran out. And Mary grabbed my hand and said, I'll tell you on the way. And it legitimately, I watched people start dating, get married, have kids, and they were a true family. And then it was just done. And then I was asked to come, and the first thing I thought was like, oh no, I look crazy. But yes, and I've talked to so many lovely people, and I'm not going to get choked up here. Talked to so many people who have a genuine appreciation, a genuine love of a childhood memory. And it has literally given me probably the happiest experience in regard to GALIDOR since that first episode. So the fact that there's anyone sitting here, the fact that anybody actually knows the name, the fact that they know Nick, Allegra, Gorn, Yenzer, Mr. Hall, any of it means everything to me. And I will, when my time is done here, I will walk away at peace. So I know I got like super like, thanks for letting me get that off my chest, guys. But all of you, I will single-handedly shake everyone's hand because you gave me a gift, and it's the piece that I mean, I'm being reminded how old I am a lot, and like, oh look, you have gray. And it's like, it's people go gray. And I'm like, yeah, but it's like everywhere. It's like, Grandma, shut up. It's a terrible joke. Thank you so much. But no, thank you. truly, for being here, for caring. I could never thank you enough. So honestly, thanks for the that's gonna be played a lot. No matter what I'm doing. It's like I'm driving in the car and I roll down the window and I see a reflection. It's like hit the button. But again, thank you. There's also a Q&A, I think. There's a Q&A. So, is there any questions? Anybody want to talk about your favorite episodes? Do you want me to continue talking about my love and appreciation for all of you? Really? You got questions?
Do you still communicate with the actress who played Allegra?
Yes, I do. Mary. We speak as much as we can. I think there's not much of a time difference, but it's really weird when I think my plan was always to keep in touch with everybody. But then, it's whether it's being naive or whatnot, but eventually you get your other project, and then your hours are 4:30 in the morning and so you say, I'll write her, I try not to miss her birthday or Christmas or something like that. But now with social media, it's much easier, so we reconnect every now and then. But it's I do my best. I talked to Sam, Jeff, and Claude, who played Jens Ruben as Nepal, very rarely, but it's nice. But yeah, there are times where it's just just want to say hi, and that means a lot. And then you talk back and forth a little, but no, as much as we can with time. But. Yes. To film? Let's see here. I really loved Relativity, which was the one with on Tyrina, the snowy village and everything, the bow smasher. I really like that because that was the first time they let me have a sword fight. I'm being honest. It was a really dramatic moment where I was really able to express the method and craft of this job. They were like, you're gonna have a sword fight with a third degree master whatever. And I was like, do I win? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, yeah. All right, let's do this. And we trained, and so that was fun. The sets, I don't know if anybody knows this. Arvo, Drijovin, Elta Six, they were all the same set. They just redressed. So seeing that stuff, that was fun. I did like A Tale of Two Nicks. It was fun doing that, back and forth. I liked anything that they let me do my own stunts on. And then least favorite, I honestly cannot tell you because it was I'm 18 years old. I'm first time on my own. I'm in another country, Canada, and I'm yeah, it's I'm in another country, guys. I'm here in Canada. Chill out. Probably the hardest thing with GALIDOR was the first day. I had an incredible apartment, and below the apartment was an underground strip mall, but with restaurants and all this stuff. And I'm there, and I bought really, it was a bad choice, but I bought a leather jacket because I felt I made it. So I had this really stupid, weirdly cut down to here leather jacket, and I totally brandoed it with the collar, and it was Marlon Brando, and I popped the collar. It was so bad, and I was embarrassed. But I got there and I was like, I'm gonna have some dinner. So I got I got some shrimp pasta, and that was right when I pretty much landed. The morning, and the next day I was unpacking and everything, and stomach started to hurt, and got super sick, food poisoning, shortly after. And I'm sleeping in the bathroom, hugging the toilet, and I hear this it's 2 in the morning. What the? And it's stronger, it's the cop, it's not low, oh, it's buddy. It's and so I quickly get up and I open the door. I'm it's the driver. And he's like, you're super late. And I was like, oh, God, I'm gonna get fired. And quickly got to set, apologized. And it was our first Lynch test. So, like, I was standing in front of a green screen, literally going, like, kept it down, guys, win. But I felt so bad, and I was very self-deprecating, and I was very worried that it was finally the dream, and my parents did everything to get me to where I was. They the most supportive parents that, I'm blessed. And I just didn't want to let anyone down. And so I would say that first day, because the anxiety and the nerves were just excruciating. And then I remember that something I was told a long time ago, which is, if you're so worried about it, if you're so freaked out about having something good happen, you're going to forget to live that experience. And so it's like, okay, I'm okay. And then that was that. But I would say that it's like there's nothing to ever complain about at all. It was, no pun intended, but I was treated with kindness, respect, professionals, and they took care of me. It was an incredible time. So I can't say, oh, my least favorite episode, because I got to do the episode. So that's nothing could be bad. I cracked a rib and bruise too once on a wire stuff that went wrong. That was a bad day. It hurt. And I begged the producers. I was like, let me do my own stunts. Come on, why? Save some money. Don't pay a stunt man. This was great. And they're like, oh, all right, all those kids. And they hooked me up. And somewhere along, something happened, and I got pulled too hard. And I hit this glacier. Went over the cord and hit the ground. And I got up, and there's this one eye is out, and I'm just no, I'm okay. And the producers, I could see them money just they're like, I was like, no, all right. And I turn around, and it's just and Jean Frenette, who's the stunt guy, he comes running over, he's like, you okay? He's like, pat me on the back, I'm gonna put on a show. Yeah, you're good, kid. And I'm like, no good, I'm not good. Terrible idea. And so they literally snuck. And I don't think they know this.
Oh no.
Well, what are they gonna do, fire me? They're gonna cancel it again. They'll show me.
They'll do it. They'll find a way.
They'll find me. And so we quickly we had these little lodges where we could go and sit just in between stuff. I would sleep in the egg because that was awesome. But he wrapped my ribs. And so we quickly go back, and the director was like, that was a great take, guys. It looked really painful. We're gonna do it one more time. And then it was it was a crowd, and Jean Frenette, he's like, no, I'm not gonna try to do that. He was so terrible. He was like, no, I think you're good. Oh, the wire, it's not calibrated for him. And he was like, yeah, I just wanted one for safety. And it's just the GALIDOR gods, thank you so much. But it didn't stop me from continuing to do stunts. I didn't learn any kind of lesson. And it was they brought out this motorcycle. They're like, Nick's gonna be on a motorcycle. I'm like, yes. I want to drive it. And they're like, I'm like, oh yeah. Come on, I have a motorcycle license. And they're like, you do? And I'm like, but it's American, so you won't understand it. It's and they're well, and there's this moment of okay. And I was like, yeah. And I got a helmet, I grabbed a helmet from wardrobe and props. I was like, they're gonna let me drive a motorcycle. And I'm running down everybody, which just showed how immature I was. And then I think they came to the realization no, that's a bad idea. That would have been awesome. It was cool. It had this shark face off of it, and fins, and what is that new thing? Living the best life? That was the best, it was just amazing. And I rambled, so yes, next question. Yes?
You said that you tried to continue.
Oh, I can't hear you, sorry, I'm getting old.
You said you try to continue GALIDOR, or what were your plans to like continue it on, or what would you do?
Yes. The question was, what was I going to do? Or I said that I was going to try to continue GALIDOR, and that is very true. When we got canceled, I disagreed strongly, and I decided I was going to make that known. So I wrote and called Lego a lot. Cinegroup, Fox Kids, ABC Family. I'm surprised I didn't get blacklisted because they're like, what the? Like, stop it. But yeah, so I mean, I'm trying to be funny, but I mean, I went to them with, I had written a 500-page young adult novel, which I'm sure is horrific. But I wrote that. I wrote a mini-series. I hired people to do artwork of like the egg coming out of a portal in New York with a giant dragon gorm, and it was like, this is what we could do. And like I had gone from, like I said, web series to special to straight to DVD, or just let me just do it. Like, I'll do it on my own. And I called some of the cast. I was like, would you do this just to say goodbye? You know, it's just that, like I was saying this earlier, I can't watch television shows because of the cliffhanger. Like it rewired my brain. Like Game of Thrones, I tried the first season of that, and it ruined me because I had to wait for the next episode. And you know, like terrible stuff happens, and you want to know if everybody's okay. So it put this desire in me to just say goodbye, to for me, and it sounds self-serving, it probably is, but I missed it. I missed the character. It's just something I loved. You know, like it just hit on everything. It was, you know, my parents took me out to California for 3 months just to test the waters. I was 17 years old, and it's all I've ever wanted. I mean, I've said this a billion times over. Acting outside of my family is oxygen. Like, I love it. I love the method, the craft. I love learning about it. I want to continue to hone whatever craft I have. But GALIDOR was not about anything other than, like, this is a legitimate story. There was a bully at school, in middle school. I think it was 5th grade. And just vicious kind of kid. And said some unkind things, and I didn't have a thick skin whatsoever. I do now, but I didn't then. And I remember it came down to something like, you're never going to be an actor. You live in a small town, like, you know, just kid me, right? And so I maybe watched too much Dawson's Creek, and I grabbed my telescope and I went outside and I sat down like at night, and I was, you know, just lost. And Mom and Dad came out and sat on the opposite sides of me, and they said, and I quote, "Any one of those can be yours. Never be afraid to chase it." And ever. And something about that clicked. And at 17, I was like, there's this opportunity to try, to test the waters. When I'm 18, then I'll move out on my own, you know, like I'll try it. And, but they were like, you know, we're in this together. They showed me my first movie. You know, they took me to the movie theater. We went to, like, as much as we could afford it. I was at the video store renting any VHS I could get, you know, horror, science fiction, drama, didn't matter. Like, I lived and breathed cinema. There's stories. And when GALIDOR came along, it was my opportunity to have my great adventure, you know. And it wasn't about fame, fortune, or, I mean, the action figures amazing. The stuff that came from it, amazing, and it helped further my career incredibly. But it was every day, 4:30 in the morning, I would be on that set, excited, because who gets to do it? You know, like, I know it's a rarity. I mean, there's a lot of actors, and you compete, and you know, you hit the grind every day. With GALIDOR, it was my parents saying that any star in the infinite was, I could do it. And that comes from a cop, a police officer, and at the time, a secretary, right? Mom climbed the corporate ladder. Amazing. My father is the strongest, bravest, truest man I've ever met, ever known. And from a small town, which when you gave directions, it's like you're gonna hit the PDQ. Once you hit the PDQ, you're gonna take a left, you're gonna see some cows, and then you're gonna straight on, okay? That's where I came from. They gave up everything to help me, and GALIDOR was proof that dreams are possible. And it's so corny. It's the truth, though. They are, and that's why, I mean, that's a big part of it. So when I went, I would, whenever I booked another job, whenever I got fortunate or lucky to do another role, I would write a letter, like, now that I did this, may I do this? And I'm not thinking about the rights and acquisitions, the legality of it. I'm just thinking I want to say goodbye. And so yeah, I mean, I fought tooth and nail, but it got to that point where it's like, enough. You know, like 9 years, I gave it my all. I can hold my head high, and I have no regrets. You know, I still want to know. I want to know what happens. Like, where did he have my father? You know, why? Like, is it like, really? Like, you're that bitter over what? Like, you're a lizard man. Like, how would that ever work? You know, with the queen. Like, honestly, like, how would it work? I think about these things. I don't know. Hopefully that answers. Like, it's just, I did as much as I could. I drew little brick figures with the best likeness I could, and I realized, like, I'm talking trial here, until I realized it's a brick figure, and it's like a smiling, you know, it's eyes, you know. But I was like, yeah, it looks just like that. It's awesome. Yeah. I'm sorry. I rebel. All right. Yes. What did I do for a living? Act. Yeah, no, I've been earning my living at it. I'm going on 18 years. So, been fortunate. I did took a few months off to wallow in self-pity. But no, I've been acting. I'm sorry? Like, what kind of projects?
There's sort of a lack of, a surprising lack of movies on your IMDb page.
Yeah, IMDb doesn't update. I've tried, like, very arrogantly, but it's a resume. It's work, you know. No, I've worked. Let's just say in the last 2 years, I've done 21 projects in the last features. I worked on Rampage with Dwayne Johnson, The Front Runner with Hugh Jackman, most recently. I look like this because I'm shooting a new series in Atlanta. Yeah, I mean, I've been very fortunate. I've gone toe to toe with some really great actors that I've lost out to, which I have tremendous respect for. So it's, I mean, you know, you win some, you lose some. But no, it's been a constant grind. But no, I've been working steadily since before it started and then after. So, and hopefully that stays. Keeps up. I'm so sorry. Like, here, I mean, no.
I'm just glad, what I said was, I'm just glad that Lego didn't just kick you out into the gutter and left you to rot afterwards.
Oh, no. Actually, Lego, they were so deeply kind. Like, this had nothing to do with me or the show. I mean, it's a business thing. You know, you have a group of people who are trying to make sure that a company stays afloat. But they treated me beautifully. I mean, I was always, like, when it ended, the creator, Lego reached out and they're like, you know, we wish you all the best in your future endeavors. But I mean, it wasn't just like form letter, it was a heartfelt message. So no, Lego has always, and you can't, you know, I don't blame them for having like a 22, 23-year-old guy say, hey, can I have full creative control of this merchandise? You know, like, of course not. But I believe anything is possible and I try. But no, never once did they ever make me feel like I was a burden or that I caused issue or that, you know, they were always very respectful and very, I will say, like, caring and considerate. So But yeah, no, I'm also grateful that there was no gutter. Well, thank you. Me too.
And I have a microphone, so I'll bring it to people who choose.
Yes. Oh, right.
Based off what you learned about Nick and being him and kind of testing him out, regardless of any story Bible, where do you think his story was going, and what did you envision him finish up doing?
I'm a firm believer in like the happily ever afters, like Princess Bride. You know, like there's these moments of real magic. I like to think that there has to be trials. There has to be, you know, unique growth. So I always kind of saw it as Allegra would go home. She missed her family, you know, and Nick, I'm sure, you know, probably go get his grandpa, go back to the kingdom, get crowned. But then I always saw like the quest for the father, you know, like trying to find his dad, trying like more of a mystery, like a detective thing, kind of like following the breadcrumbs, because yes, he's now on this great adventure. He was always a dreamer. Yes, there's more. He has his mom, but it wasn't about one or the other. It's a family thing, and he has a new family who would also help him look. And then there would be the standard. You can't do it without the people you love. It doesn't matter if it's romantic or family. And then I think, you know, and I don't want to speak for Allegra, but I imagine experiencing something like that and then going back to not mundane, because no life is mundane, but going back to an existence where there wasn't adventure around every corner. You know, so I like to think that where it came down to it is where it was a quest searching for the father. I've gone back and forth about like Gorm completely being destroyed, or Gorm just, you know, like, and maybe it's just getting older, but he's broken. Like if you really, like, if you look at some of it, it's like all of his motivation is because he's hurt. You know, like there's these moments where he's really hurt. And so I like to think that it would culminate in a really cool sword fight. While on a motorcycle. On wires.
Yeah.
With like explosions all around. Where I literally kneel and land perfectly, like without any waver, and I do this like clinch where it's like this slow Armageddon like pan up, and it's just like you know, and it's like, and then you just see the glint in the eye, and then I win, but then find something decent in Norman, like maybe try to rehabilitate him. But eventually it would just end with, because I guess I don't see this often, but peace. You know, like it would be nice to have an adventure go, and when it was over, like, I'm not saying that everybody's as happy as can be, but like maybe Euripides teaches, you know, maybe Jens is able to put his body back into some kind of like brute, you know, maybe Nepal, maybe he finally comes to terms with the fact that he's so shrunken, but he now trains the legions. You know, like Nick and Allegra probably get married, which sounds weird because she's not here to say no. And I'm like, yeah, they're getting married. She doesn't have a say. So says the kingdom of GALIDOR, not me. No, but like, I think it would be nice to have Rihanna and the stranger like reconnect. And I mean, the great thing that I saw was, you know, you make a joke, but Allegra was tough. You know, she was a tough gal, and she stood up for what she believed. She didn't back down. Lynn was a tough woman, and she stood up. She didn't back down. She very opinionated. But she, when it's like, no, you're wrong. She's like, no. But she never backed down, and then I was wrong. You know, the queen. Everybody was so strong that it would be nice to see that strength kind of be. You can let your guard down a little. And it would be nice to see the curtain close, credits roll, and just be like, all right, you know, that was good. So, is that okay? Okay.
Fantastic.
A sword fight with wires and motorcycles.
We'll make it happen.
Yes.
Something.
What's your best impersonation of the other cast members?
Wait, what? What's my best impersonation of what?
Of the other cast members.
Oh yes.
Get your phones out.
How about this? You seriously got your phones out?
Last half hour, yeah.
Well, since they're out, no. I will give you an impersonation. Before I do that, we had a thing where, if anybody remembers, there was a point where our boat got overgrown with greenery. And I had this terrible, like for months, I was on a Predator binge with Arnold. And so I would be walking through and they would be like, where's Matthew? And it's like, I'll be right there. And like anytime. I would do this. And then, and it's really bad. And I'm okay with that, okay? There's no shame anymore. But my Arnold impression from Predator, I'm gonna put this down, it was like,
Dude, I'm here, dude, kill me, I'm here.
it was terrible. But you're talking about some guy dressed like Nicholas Bluetooth with a Glinch who is walking through a fake forest, followed by a little blue guy. And I turn around, I'm like, I'm here, dude, I'm here. Like, where is he? And it's like, oh, stick around. I would do this stuff, and I'd look back at Cloak, who was in and he would just, not joke, he would just be like, I love it. But this terrible Arnold impression, because I'm not good at impressions. I would do this constantly, so professional. And then I decided I'm gonna just to give people a break. I'm gonna cut to Predator 2 with Danny Glover. So not appropriate for that at all. So I decided I'm gonna just stop and be more professional. But yeah, that was amazing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
This is a pity party now. Yes.
How did you feel when you first saw your face on toy shelves?
Well, it was amazing. We were so kind of removed from it. I'll never forget it. They showed me the poster and my figure at the exact same time. And they brought me up to kind of like a conference room that was in the studio. And my figure was there. And it was one of those, like you just stop and almost like Mirage. This is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It should not exist. And then they gave it to me. Oh, I can't. No. And then the first thing that came into my mind was oh, this is a great joke. I got a great joke here. But I saw the poster, and then I was looking at the poster, and they said, Drew Struzan, who did this, 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 and this. And I was like, of course, I had his posters hanging on my walls growing up. And they were like, okay, and then somebody got a call or something, and they stepped aside, and I sat down on the floor and I looked at it, and I wish I could explain the feeling, but it was this no matter what happens, if I crash and burn as an actor, if I never work again, this is amazing, and I kept it, I took it with me everywhere, which is probably super weird, but me and my cool leather jacket, I put them in my pocket, I go down to the grocery store, it's so hot, too, down there, it was so hot, I'm I check it out to make sure he's still there, and then I keep on going. But no, it was the merchandising side. I didn't even think of. I just wanted to act and have this adventure, and then all of this stuff came. And I ate a lot of McDonald's to collect my series on mod. Grown guy, I'd like a Happy Meal, please, for a boy, because they asked boy or girl. I'm like, what are your toys? I had an option, oh, My Little Pony? No, the GALIDOR toy, please. This really happened. okay. It's hard to believe, you know, because like I have buddies, I have friends who have fought and clawed and bled to book, you know, any work, and I will say it was euphoric, but it was also a humbling thing. Like it was like don't forget, you know, being outside and playing and watching these movies and mom and dad telling you to, you know, don't be afraid. Don't forget like everybody who got you here, you know. And again, it sounds dramatic, but these are things that run through my head while all of this is happening. And it was an incredible experience, but I couldn't process. I didn't have the mental aptitude to understand like this is me. And oh, you know what? Until I saw the box and I saw my face, and I was like, "Is that what I look like? Like, why am I leaving?" Like I couldn't. Like I was like, "This is amazing." But so it's just I couldn't process, and I think I'm still at a point where like today has been very surreal. You know, because I see them in the packages, and you know, it's just like how lucky. Like just you know if. I'm sorry, I know there's other questions. There was a little girl in the children's hospital named Sasha. She was a big fan of the show. Not me, but Nick. And I spent a few days with her. She's a beautiful little thing. No hair from the chemo. And she wanted to look pretty for Nick Bluetooth. And I mean, you see a little thing with bandanas to try to look pretty for a fictional character. Cradling a action figure of you realize that it's so much bigger. You know, like it's amazing and it's me and it's exciting, but like peace and joy and happiness, you know, and there's comfort and all of that stuff. And so when I see the toys, that came out, that happened pretty soon after they released. But that's the kind of thing that I carry with me, is that it's an incredible thing to have. But like if one moment, you know, that's like me with Ninja Turtle. We couldn't afford Ninja Turtles, you know, and mom and dad got me a Leonardo, you know, and it's like I cherish that because it was something I loved, and that just super emotional, guys. It was just really, that's what it comes down to. Is it was a beautiful, shocking thing that I couldn't process until certain moments later. So, sorry, I run on. I really ramble. I'm really bad at this. But thank you. Yes.
Hello. Oh, geez. So, I always wondered how you personally felt about the fact that Nick Bluetooth is actually like a very realistic character. Like he acts his age. Like the show actually like alludes a lot to his character being flawed, and he gets lost in with the Power Riser suit, right? And in the Nick episode, he very much, maybe they should have just stuck to Nicky because he was a little bit more going on. He was a little bit better. And that was a really interesting direction I didn't expect from a show for kids, because a lot of the times the main character is very much like aspirational. Like they're either entirely aspirational or just completely despicable, right? That's the two directions you can go. And Nick Bluetooth was a very realistic character in the sense that he acted his age. He was a teenager, he struggled, he was misunderstood. And how do you feel playing a character like that? Because it was definitely very different from anything else on TV, especially around that time.
I don't believe in talking like a young adult. It's a young adult television show. I don't believe in talking down to kids. I don't believe in talking down to adults. I had a job to obviously have fun, but it was a job. And playing it real is, and I had countless discussions with the multitude of directors that we had, was that there were times where it was like very cocky and arrogant. You know, it's a show. You know, it's all a show, and I don't mean like a legitimate television show. It's a show of confidence. He's not confident. Like you get to a planet, and you're told like you are the savior. You're going to save this planet. You have superpowers. He's scared to death. So I tried to play it where the flaws weren't necessarily flaws; they were just honest. No kid knows who they are, what they want. I mean, there's dreams. I mean, like, I want to do this, and then later on, for whatever reasons, whatever circumstances, maybe you don't have a support group, maybe you get desensitized, who knows? But I mean, there were so many times in the show where, like, the anger of and I'm surprised they actually did this, but there's this moment where Allegra is trying to talk me down. I have to kick power and raise the arm, and I was like, no, they're gonna cut that, because that's some heavy stuff. Like, that's physical violence. And it was like, honest, people fall, people fail, heroes. Sometimes, they say never meet your heroes. Sometimes you meet them and they let you down. It's not your fault. And just like it wasn't Allegra's fault that a scared little boy got some power and thought, you know what, I'm gonna end this. Not for the right reasons though. Like, there was no thought. There's a moment where that Zoron with the horn on its head, it's like, yeah, I'm new, I'm bad, and I trip. Like, I thought that was great, because it's like, don't be cocky. Like, you have so much to learn. And I think by showing flaws, by showing failures, by not being Captain America, by not being able to be like, I got this, like motorcycle, sword, wire work, all of that. By this is not a meatloaf moment, by clinching a bowl. It's because the heart and the mind are two different things, but they can collaborate. He's not going to clinch a sword or a fireball. Clinches a bowl. Why? Because it'll reflect the Zoran beast from the stone. Like, subconsciously, the writers were amazing. I mean, we had astounding writers who had worked for science fiction shows across the board. I mean, they just phenomenal talents, but they treated it as it's not about a genre. It's not about young adult or PG or rated R or whatever. It was about the story. And here we had a flawed character whose best friend kept him level-headed, who cared about him, who met a group of aliens that wasn't like, oh my God, you're an alien. You're weird. It was like there was an understanding that it was people are flawed. Gorm is flawed. Everyone's flawed. Rihanna's flawed. Why did my father? Why did Nicholas's father in Keck say no, I got this, and run off? Because your desire to do good and to not be seen as weak, your desire, all of this stuff, I think informs the true nature of a character, because without growth, why are you watching a show? If a hero can't fall and pick himself up, what lesson is that to any kid who maybe idolizes it and who's like, I want to be like Nick, and it's like, you want to be what Nick is capable of becoming. Don't be Nick now, he's flawed. Have fun, wear the suit, like clinch and play with the action figures and continue your stories where you're learning, but don't, like being able to play somebody who was young and growing and understanding things, one of the best experiences of my life. So, yes. Thank you, Kevin.
So how did the glitching work on the set?
Just really talented. No, there was many different things. Mostly what it was is they'd lock my arm down, depending on what it was. So there was like a C-stand, like a mic stand almost. And so if it were, we'll just take it to the beginning. The first clinch, the Jens's robotic arm. We filmed it once where we'd go through the motions, and then it was like, Allegra, no, and then, reading in machines, and then reaching out. And then it was, all right, Matthew, react to this glowing, digitized, what it was. And so it's like, whoa, and just like that. And then we'd stop, and I had to hold very still, and then they would put the arm on. Because I had Euripides' legs, and then the rest were like these little like claw things and whatnot. But the arm and the legs had to be fitted toward me or for me, and so they put it on, and then we refilm it, and then we took and they would set my arm on a C-stand, and then measure it, film, take it off, measure it, and film. I mean, it was a process. Now I think if they were doing it today, it would just be like, bang, done, you know, like CG or whatnot. But yeah, so we did it that way. There were some CG glitches, and then yeah, I mean, basically it was just film one without the legs, one with the legs, and jump around. It was a process though. It was a real big process, but no, the glitches were awesome. Those were fun. I try to keep the arm and the legs. I didn't though. Just like, what would I do with them? If I had those frog legs, like, what would I do with them? You know, like, would I walk around, like, go get the mail with the frog legs? Just like, oh, hey, Pete. I'm Raphael, just, you know, like try to scare people. So you ever see The Fly? I'm Jeff Goldblum. But yes. I don't want to leave anybody out. Yes.
So when we were talking earlier over at the GALIDOR table, you said that they had sent you all the toys. Which of them, aside from Nick Bluetooth, both of them, is your favorite?
I can't say mine.
You can't say Matthew Ewald's magical figure either.
Alright. Which one's my favorite? It's really sad. It's just me, man. I'm my favorite. No, honestly, I really liked Lego because it was cool to see, you know, like a legitimate action figure, you know, like that was cool. I was a huge fan of Tager. I know it's harder to find, but like that thing, like the drill arm and everything. The Awkwards were cool. My care for the toys come from like my care for the characters. So it's like Jens, Ribbies, and all like they have to be together. You know, like I can't. It's like which child is your favorite? It's like, I love them all. I do like they're my friends. You know, like it's like boy, got it. Yeah, but I mean everyone. I like little things about it, like Jens, how the hair goes up, just because like I have such vivid memories of hearing that. You know, trying to not hear it while we're acting, of like the eye would elongate, and then Sam would be like, oh no, like when he's walking around, it's literally because he can't see. You know, he was just like, oh no, and then, what happened so many, watching him walk down the egg, the ramp, was terrifying, because I would literally be like, all right guys, we're gonna do this. And I start walking down, it's like Allegra on my 6. She's like, I'm right behind you. It's like, yeah. And you know, like, it's like, what does that mean? It's like, I don't know, just go. And we'd be filming the scene, and then you'd hear, like, because they didn't use his voice, you'd hear this, I hope this works. And then just, and then it would just be, then you hear one step, and then, you know, and then it's like, and then it's like, you're stopping, and you're this wide-eyed terror, like, is he dead? and then he'd say his line, and it's like, most of the time in the series when I was like, it was just because I was so happy that Sam was alive. But like Euripides, I love that they got him. You know, they got the look of Euripides. Nepal with his hit the thing on the back of his head, and it looks like, you know, he squints through his war goggles. Because he did that all the time. They would mess with me during scenes where they weren't filming them. I would look over, and like Nepal's eyes would go, you know? And I'd be like, yeah, no, I'm really mad at you, Allegra. You burned my book, you know. And I'd look over, and then Jeff, as Euripides, would be like, he'd stroke, you know, his ear thing, and his eye would start to go, you know, just this one, and they would squint the other one, so it was like this like weird, like, you know, like vagrant under the, you know, like oh, come here, you know, like I got GALIDOR toys, you know, it was a real like weird thing, but like they would do that to me all the time. So when I saw the figures, it was them because clearly I'm not right. I love them all equally, but mine's the best.
Okay.
I shoot missiles out of my wings. Anyway, yes.
So earlier you went on about how your parents inspired you to be an actor, and I thought that was great. Do you have any advice to any other aspiring actors? Like, I know it's a kind of generic question,
No,
but
it's actually the more I grow in my career, the more I understand that question better. That's a great question. I wish I had some advice. Starting, I had no advice. I went in very green. I made huge mistakes in auditions. My first audition, I had the script thrown at me and told to get expletive out of her office. That was my first audition because I was given the wrong script or the wrong slides. And it was like, I'm done. This is not what Hollywood is supposed to be. Like, there's no anger in Hollywood. Everybody's nice. Oops. Then that person comes back and they're like, no, come here. Let me tell you about Hollywood. My advice is, and it may not be the best, there are people who are going to say you can't do it. I had teachers tell me that I should not leave Minnesota because I would never succeed. I was like, Kevin Sorbo's from our hometown, like Hercules. Like, he made it. They're like, you're not Kevin Sorbo. I was like, it could be. You know, like, Hollywood, man, it's the land of dreams. You're gonna be told, doesn't matter if you're just starting out. To this day, I get people tell me, you're never gonna make it. I'm like, I pay my bills. I put food on the table. Like, I don't wanna be famous. It legitimately does not, it gives me anxiety. It really does. I just wanna work. I just want to do it. And if I can't book a job, I will make my own job. I have a camera, I have a cell phone. I just want to act. I want to take care of my family. You know, I'd like to send mom and dad on a cruise, but people are going to tell you you can't do it. They have no idea. None whatsoever. And I'll get like real firm on it. You're going to have casting directors telling you like, you don't have what it takes. It's like, don't handle me. You don't know. You don't know. You don't know what I'm capable of. I might not be there yet. I might not be there in 10, 20, 30 years. But one day I will be. You know, like, it's hard work, it's crap. Just act. Make it honest. Do your best. For every audition that you fit, I booked Mad Max Fury Road right before GALIDOR when it was George Miller and Mel Gibson, and then that project was canceled. And I was heartbroken, and then I booked GALIDOR. I'm glad I didn't get it. I'm glad I didn't. And that's a Mad Max film. I was gonna be that boomerang kid growing up. I actually pantomime, like, you know, a boomerang. You're gonna have people who tell you you can't do it. You're gonna have people who don't want you to do it. Who are they to say? The advice I have is, you know what you want, you know what you're capable of, and if you don't, work. Study. I'm doing this thing now, and it's helpful. I just made a post on Instagram where I literally sat in my kitchen and I was like, I look like a monster. I'm gonna cry and see if I'm sympathetic. And I did it just to learn, just to see, okay, I have this look. It's for another job, but I wanna see if I can make it feel sympathetic. It shouldn't be about, everybody's so hung up on looks, and I mean, I've done it. Vanity, especially on that. Oh yeah, it's like, is the hair good, guys? Like, it's like, yeah, no, you know, like, I'm sure my lungs are awful because the hairspray. I don't smoke, I don't drink hairspray. It's not about anything other than, and I say this, and I'm not going to be embarrassed. You chase your stars. Literally, any one of them. And it's a proven fact. Because you can't tell a child, like, any one of them can be yours. It's like, you mean I can go get one right now? It's like, no, don't be an idiot. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, you can go on the internet and buy a star. Like, you own it now. Whatever alien is there is like, yeah, you know, like, I'm coming tonight. You know? I love that. Like, I'm gonna use that all the time. Anything that you want or imagine, acting, writing, being a doctor, ballerina, a warrior, I don't care. It is possible, and there's no reason that it can't be. Things take time, things take money. Baby steps, you gotta take baby steps to get to what you want. And if you spend a lifetime trying to do something and you fail, you've succeeded because you never gave up, you have no regrets. That's it. That's my advice. I mean, it's a little hard. It's like, you know, like, do this, you know, but no, it's just, people can be cruel, people can be mean, people can be uplifting, people can be helpful. There's amazing people out there who want others to succeed. No casting director wants you to fail. I didn't know this. I was like, oh, they're gonna beat us out one by one. You know, it's like Predator, you know, it's like, pick us off one by one. They want you to succeed. Casting directors, I don't care who they are, they want you to succeed because that means they found the best person for the job and now they're done. Move on. That's how it is. So just go for it. I don't care what it is. I mean, I'm gonna stand here at Brickfair with cheers and applause. Just never give up. I could have given up a lot. That was a question before. Like, what did you do after GALIDOR ended? I gave up for a good 2 weeks. I got really upset. Woo! I got really upset. Felt bad for myself. And I was like, it's okay. Look at what I had. 2 seasons. It ended on a cliffhanger. Fair enough. I'm gonna bring it back. Did I? Not yet. But if somebody bought an Ninjago City set, there's a GALIDOR poster that says coming soon. I'm pretending that is my word. Okay? Anything's possible. Is that my time? I have time for one more. Oh, that's terrible. I have one more question. Who's it gonna be? Who do I like the best? Pick which one you love. You can pick. Please, pick for me. Help me.
Oh, great.
Yeah. Hey, you asked me to be here.
We will forever hate you.
You know what? Is that appropriate? That's appropriate.
If that's what you want, Kevin. Guys, I'm really sorry.
This is the last question, and then when you're done, you're cool to hang out with the autographs and stuff?
No, it's what they want.
We'll throw a towel on you and escort you out.
No, I'd love to, yeah.
It's a very simple question. What was your favorite glitch?
Favorite glitch? That's a tough one. Probably the wings. There's I fall or something, and it's like, you know, it was ridiculous to shoot because you're just strung up from every like surface, and you got a wedgie, and you're like, this is amazing, but like the blood's cutting off to like limbs. And there's this vein that's slowly creeping up, and you hear them behind the scenes going, you gotta shoot this quick because like, that looks awful. And it's like one eye starts twitching. But no, it was, you have the wind machines, there's green screen, there's practical sets, and it's, I was thinking, keep on moving this away like this. And then, the greatest thing I could ever tell you. And we're teetering on the edge, and Allegra is harnessed to my back. And I just remember them going, just let go. Like it felt like something like terrible, like you're in the water and they're like, just no, let go. Like just sink, you're fine. And it was just like, we're gonna pivot, and we're gonna pull you, we're gonna pull these things, and you're gonna go flying off. I'm like, I believe you. And it was just like, you know, terrible. It's just like, I'm free, you know. And then you hit, and then it's just like this roar of this wind, and you start lifting up into the 30 feet, and you're just like, this is, I'm Superman, you know, with weird, I can shoot rockets. But that was my favorite just because it was the first wire wing. wire rig that I had ever done, and the wings were super